there's a lot to be proud about with how hard our kids fought, but we're really, really disappointed we didn't win. I don't know how else to say it. In the second half, we really did not generate enough offense, didn't score points. And it would have been very difficult to win that game by not scoring some points in the second half. Defensively, it's 2 weeks in a row that we really looked pretty good on defense. Guys were playing hard, and this was a good football team, a lot of skill, a lot of talent. And it just really disappointed. I told him after the game that there's never one play. It's never one play that costs you the game. And we had a couple opportunities late. If we would have gotten one more first down, we're going to be kneeling on the football. We just couldn't get the first down. And defensively, one more stop, and we're celebrating right now. So there was a lot that goes into a game like that, and just disappointed that we came up short. I certainly give Coach Doran and his football team credit. I was proud of my guys. I mean, they fought through the momentum swings, and just when you kind of thought, oh, here they go, it never really happened that way. I mean, this was going to be a play that went down to the last play of the game, and it did. I was debating a long field goal, but, we don't have that kind of range, and I would have had to put someone out there that's really never kicked in a game before. So we got big, tall receivers, and, took a shot there, throwing the ball up for grabs. And then even at the end, just to say it, I considered calling a timeout to freeze their kicker, but that's kind of high school. It's just kid's a good kicker, and he's going to bang the ball regardless of whether I call a timeout or not. I really thought with 33 seconds and 2 timeouts, I might get a shot to get the ball across midfield, and we did. So, saving the timeout there was certainly the right thing to do. Any questions here from the media?
Coach, talk about your quarterback, Strauss. I thought he had an outstanding game, made some good plays with a lot of pressure and threw for 300 yards.
Yeah, Mike, I knew Mike was going to respond. He was okay last week. He missed some throws last week in a lopsided win for us. And, he kind of had that look in his eye all week long that he was going to come out here and make some plays. And, we lose Ben Edwards. I don't know if it was the second series of the game or the third, but we lose him early in the game. And he's kind of our go-to guy. We put Savage in there, and Savage did all those jobs and made some plays. But Strauss has some guys to get the ball to, and I thought he did a real good job tonight competing. Took a lot of shots. He showed a lot of toughness out there, and no different than what I said earlier. He makes one more play, and we're celebrating right now. So we got a lot to learn from here, going back and watching the film.
Hey, Danny, as Saturday turns into Sunday and Sunday turns into Monday, this, I presume, is sort of a confidence booster for the team.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that's true. I'm not. Yeah, I would think, John. I don't know. Losing stinks. You know what I mean? And you put yourself in a position like we came down here expecting to win. I really don't know how else to say it. We expected to win. There was a little formula I had that I thought was going to lead us to a victory. And it kind of played out that way pretty much the whole way. The kids bought into it. That was evident in their desire and their energy level out there. But I got to give NC State credit. They rose up in some critical situations and made some key plays. The quarterback, we couldn't get him on the ground. I mean, that was one of the biggest frustrations tonight. We had some pressure. We got a really good defensive front. They were active. They played hard. They played well. But, we get a couple of those little ankle tackles out there in the pocket, and the whole thing's a different ending. So I'd like to think we could use it as a momentum builder, and that was well phrased, maybe Sunday into Monday, but in this moment, it's just a disappointment.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, what did you think about the second half of the offense? What did they went wrong in the second half?
Well, NC State did a good job. I mean, they really, revved up their pass rush, and they made a couple of adjustments with their coverages. They just changed their coverages up a little bit. Didn't have Ben. It didn't force them to think about having to double team somebody, so they were able to spread their personnel around a little bit. And we didn't really capitalize. I mean, we got some drives going. We moved the ball. Really disappointing there on that last next to the last offensive possession to kind of get a penalty against their defense, personal foul, and then we end up having a false start. We end up having another penalty, and we end up in a long yardage situation. Joe Gully, our punter, did a great job tonight. He offset the field a couple of times, and if you don't do that in a game like this, short fields will kill you. So we'll have to watch the film. I mean, obviously we're disappointed that we didn't, score in the second half, but there were still some components of good football being played out there.